in one of the rooms, the door was just closing without opening from the other side. I'll keep it like that. So my name is Nikita. I am a product manager for OpenVMS Web products. So the product organization is just 2 people, Camille and me, and basically Camille has OpenVMS itself and everything really close to it, so compilers, TCP/IP, stuff like that. And I have everything else which is related to OpenVMS, so web products. And I'm also in charge of the IST program. So I'm also looking at some products, third-party products. So it's everything about the ecosystem. And some people think, and even one of my colleagues just a couple of days ago said such a thing, that we compete with third-party software vendors, which is it might be true, but I think it's a good choice to not do it actively and be more of a help to them, because we are invested in OpenVMS future first. And if there will be a good choice of software for it from us or not, it will be still better for us. So it's like we'd rather help than try to bring some barriers for that. So today's presentation is named Web Products on x86 Challenges, Needs, and Insights. Well, I can tell you about challenges and needs and something about the insights, but I wanted this meeting to be more interactive than like most of them were. So some of the insights, well, you will have to provide yourself. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay. So we'll skip the agenda. I'll just tell about the stuff itself. I wanted to start from the overview about the past and present situation. When I joined just 2 years ago, which is like it's nothing in terms of OpenVMS history, the situation was still quite different from what we have now. So I think it's a good time interval to like actually see that something is happening. And what I can say is that a great improvement is happening, because when I joined, for example, x86 situation was still really unclear, and most of the customers weren't so sure about the future, especially with the delayed delivery of the OS itself, and so on and so on. And many products weren't finished yet, important products which were blockers for many customers. Just like without compilers, many companies couldn't even start thinking in the direction of migrating. So it was basically dying integrity platform and alpha, which is technically fine, but only fine if you just want to keep running whatever you kept running for decades. But right now we have a situation where most of the critical components and products are ported, and for most of them it's not first versions either, so it's quite usable, stable products. And yeah, just a general number. So for integrity, which is still the platform for which basically everything exists, because it's been there, it's like the most popular still. So we are finally closing to the amount of products which are available on alpha, and we will soon be closer to what's available on integrity in terms of ported products. The numbers, if we talk about, yeah, if you're surprised about 110 on integrity, it's just something that I took from my knowledge base about the products. So some products are actually components which go with the system. So it's about like 2/3 of them are actual products, and some of them are just parts of the system which we had to attend to, or which we update separately.
Side, or do they include SDs?
Huh?
Do they include SD?
No. That's
aside.
Yes. This is
like you did stuff like you broke down DexSet into separate.
Yes, and it's like one of the 110 is the debugger. So yeah, something like that. So it was to show the progress in general, not to argue about what is a product. Yeah, and of course, as we delivered most of the critical things, it gets harder and harder to go by the intuition, because of course we have a lot of experienced engineers who worked previously in all iterations of in digital, in Compaq and HP, and they basically know what's expected from OpenVMS and its products. But we are getting closer and closer to the situation where it's all available. So we have to think about what's next and how to improve your life. And Johan on the first day said something in terms of like, it's time to ask you about what we have to do now. So we are trying to invest more and more time and effort into gathering this information and getting to know what is actually needed, because sometimes even in the past we made some failures about like developing something for a long time, which wasn't actually in like real demand, while some other products weren't being taken care of. So well, we have a pretty stable situation right now. We have working OpenVMS on x86. You can see what we are currently developing on a dynamic roadmap. On our website. It's linked directly to our task management system, so it's actual development epics. Yeah, so we're going this way, and the situation that I just talked about is that sometimes we didn't know if something that we develop is in demand. So it was just like really good and experienced engineers doing their thing, and experienced salespeople who were looking into customers' problems, but there was a disconnection between them sometimes. So the sales are coming to the engineers asking like, "Where is that thing?" They said, "What thing?" We don't know anything about that. So we want to rebuild and lead the situation of feedback-driven development. It is already working more or less. We can improve, but we started to plan our development and prioritize based on your feedback. So for that, of course, we just get some support tickets, some requests to engineers or to account managers. But I'm also making surveys right now, so like we have concluded 4 surveys by now. The first one was about backup software, because we understood that there is a gap in our products in that terms on x86, and we wanted to be proactive about this and get to know what do we even recommend if we are asked. We made a survey about open source products to get to know better in which products we should invest more time, because again we know some things from just our everyday business and what our support team receives tickets about. So like we knew that SSH is still a problematic product. It's getting better, but still it's like a major part of our work in terms of improvements. But we also got some information about more obscure products. It's like, is anybody using it? And we collect your reports through the script that our account managers are sending out, which is useful both for the specific solution to a problem and for general understanding of what is used. But we also got some information directly about, like, for example, which SSL versions are used. So we could see, like, can we just retire one of them or not? Well, we said not to, but because we saw like multiple companies are still using one. So things like that. Then we made a survey about OpenVMS itself, which was mostly questions from Camille directly, and it was about the environments we have, about anything about setups, platforms, and things you need in that terms. And recently I did a mixed questions survey, which consisted of many questions from different topics. So we get information like that. So for example, what do we have here? Yes, so migration plans out of 71 submissions. So it's of course not everyone. But I encourage you to go through surveys yourself. So we have an understanding that the progress is going quite well, because out of 71 submissions, 14 companies already have at least one node on x86. I mean, in production, and no, that's 25. Some people are already there, so it's like just a plan for 25. So it will be 14 plus to that. And multiple companies are like either on the fence or plan to do it in the next couple of years. So we see that's happening, and we just want to help people accelerate, and maybe to remove this thing about evaluating options, because usually it's just already not evaluation. It's just they have a certain block, and when it's gone, it's like our RDB stuff. When it's gone, they're there. Field tests to not be confused. No, the versions are okay. Yes. So we have we have a growing number of companies participating in field tests of OpenVMS OS itself, which is good, because I believe like people started trusting that even if we deliver a test product, it's more or less usable. Because yeah, sometimes you just don't want to waste time on something unfinished, but that's the case where like it's getting better, and I think it was important for us internally to see that people rely on the quality, even if it's something not final. And we collected some more specific information, like we wanted to know, for example, in terms of backups. Maybe all the people just make like full copies of drives. That means that we don't actually have to care about backup software, because you can make a copy of a drive with anything. But no, okay, so many companies are making fragmented and iterative backups, so it is important to still have a specific solution. In mixed questions, the last survey, I was asking, for example, about graphical interfaces, because what we have is outdated, and I wanted to know, like, is it worth it to invest time in something like that? So maybe we could just, I don't know, port some framework for doing that. So even if we won't have any interfaces, new interfaces in our products, maybe we could at least give you the tools. So
it's not about connecting hardware directly to the display hardware, but
it's like we have deck windows, for example, yeah. But it's outdated, and it's based on outdated framework. So it's like top to bottom old, and we need something. So like if we do something like that, we want to choose something which is doing okay now, will be supported long term, so we won't have to repeat that again. And I received a lot of yes to a question of do you produce software with graphical interfaces right now, or do you use it? Yes, so it's like it looks like a good idea to keep going in that direction.
I did not see this.
So the survey links, just in case, they are in this presentation, so you can get it later and just go through it. And I will try to share the results more, because even internally, just like the first couple of surveys, I suggested that it's like, okay, people can go and look at the results. Well, never happened. People kept asking, like, where did I take that piece of information? Yeah, so I started making like bigger presentation internally. It's like, okay, I put everything I organized everything, structured the answers, and that's what I understand now. So I'm making dashboards like that and stuff. Yeah, and I think I should do that externally as well, because sometimes it's important that you know that you're not alone in some question, and yeah, or maybe someone who is silent about the problem, they will see that it's not just their thing. Yeah, so survey links are there, and I wanted to note that I was just doing ISV renewals, and I see that many partners, I can't send them a message because HubSpot has subscription settings, and it's like 10 checkboxes, and one of them is the usual letters. And people unsubscribe from everything, so I can't write them legally. So yeah, if you are unsure why don't you receive, for example, announcement, which I send around monthly, or surveys, or letters in general, there is a link at the bottom of any letter which we send through our system, and you can manage preferences and put a couple of checkboxes back. I'm not asking you to do everything. It's like maybe you don't want promotional stuff. But yeah, I really hope that everything we send out, it's not spam, it's useful, because it's just product updates, me asking questions and such. So yeah, you can try to find my VMS software product update, which is a name in any announcement, and you can have preferences there. Yeah, I have some specific comments like that, because I see that we have a problem, and finally it's I can talk to you directly to my new. Yeah, as an example of a solution that we found is a backup survey. I try to find which software is used, and which who is porting, who is not. So basically, we lost at least two major applications, NetBackup and Commvault. And well, NetBackup just so both companies didn't actually have information that their products are in demand on x86, which is quite sad. So I wanted to ask all of you, please, if you have a problem with some third-party software, yes, of course, you can write to me or to Camille, but it is important that the vendor also knows. Because with Commvault, I had a situation where Jan is telling me, oh, Commvault is something that all the people are talking about all the time. And I received a lot of questions about, is Commvault porting? I'm going to Commvault, saying about all that customers. I said, which customers? We don't have a demand. We had a project of porting. We evaluated. It would take like half a year, but we put it on pause because of no demand. I said, oh, multiple company will write you right away. And I'm telling them, it's like, guys, you have to write to them. No one did. Well, I guess we still can do that. And Commvault is our ISV. We just renewed them. They are able to work for us. It's just, please tell them. They have a good backup solution. It would be a shame if it would just go away. But speaking of reality, our recommendation was, and we answered a few companies like that. If you used our product ABS, which is something built on top of basic function for backing up stuff on OpenVMS, well, you can just keep going using ABS, because we need the port, and it's in progress right now. And the first version will come out in a month or two. Well, we will start from just disk backups, because tapes, which is a big thing for ABS, it's something that we want to test with some of partners or customers who is willing to do so. Because we have some tape equipment at our lab, but I think it's not enough to ensure that a wide range of customers will be fine. So the first release is disk only, and hopefully, well, there will be the next one where we actually deliver full functionality. Because a part of ABS is MDMS. It's a library for managing storage devices, And the port is supposed to be complete. The developer didn't throw anything out. So probably even in the first release, there will be a working tape functionality. We just can't confirm that or promise that, just at your own risk. Yeah, but we will see, we will test, and yeah. So this recommendation, ABS, if you used it, or Store Server, which is also a good player on backup markets, and they support all the legacy stuff. So IBM Tivoli, or it was called ABC, I believe. So now it's Store Server. They support all the old backups. People just work. So at the moment, we send most people towards them. There is also a guy, I forgot his name, who developed Backpack and Knapsack. The applications I didn't know anything about, but multiple people suddenly looked at the people using it. I contacted him. It's in progress. I need to get an update, but he was doing port. DVD write, I think that's a niche thing, but it's also been ported. So yeah, that's the thing I was digging into, and thank you for helping me to see the actual amount of options we had. Yeah, so that was that is a result of investigation like that.
Before we, I have a news about the Store Server and the ABC. Volvo Cars started a discussion with the Store Server like 9 months ago about, is TSM the only backend server for the ABC backup? So we will get a kit, the first kit in a couple of weeks, that we have Rubrik as the backend server for ABC backups.
Good.
Yep.
I know that they were testing with you, and I know that they, as usual, found some major problems where they didn't expect to.
They are working the problem, and we will get a kit in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but it's good that they know the whole system top to bottom. So yeah, it was. They just said it was just about doing it. It's right. It was about time. That's about trying to find out what's the problem. Yeah. So it's good. It's good that we have this feedback, because I just asked a couple months ago, and it was almost done 9 months ago, and almost done 2 months ago. I'm happy that it's actually happening.
Yeah, well, we started the discussion after the vacation last year, and we thought a couple of years, and less than a year, we will soon get a kit for it. So
yeah, and actually they shared their internal roadmap with us, and some agents are planned. So after they will get this solution going, it's maybe net backup agents. It's they will try and investigate what they can actually do legally, but we will try to support more of the old backup files types. So you could work with other systems, or maybe working directly with other platforms through their solution. Yeah, so no updates on that, but I know that they wanted to go beyond their own product, which works for us because we want you to be happy, and if it will be with their work, I'm okay with that. Also, one more thing that I want to offer to you. As I said, we have a growing number of companies who do field tests in general. But yeah, if you want to get some things earlier, just tell me if you're okay to having more raw products in some cases, because we try to deliver some things earlier than even the field test versions. We did it with job management recently. We recently did it with it wasn't the first, but one of the first version of Git, and we received some useful feedback, and I was happy that an ambassador who sent us that feedback, that we didn't receive that from 10 people across the world having the same issues and complaining about them and feeling bad, but we just were able to attend to them earlier. So this is a possibility. We do provide kits if you are interested in a specific product earlier, and if we have something like for ourselves in development, maybe we can share it. So it's a case-by-case thing, but it's absolutely a possibility. Yeah, I said about it earlier. Let your vendor know, not us. We are good, but we are like fallback plan. It's like we will try to help if, for example, a vendor refuses to port. They say like it's not happening because there are no customers. Then we can like make some collective effort and push them up. But in general, yeah, it's about you just telling them, please take my money, just give me report or not. Yeah, an overview of ISV and ambassador programs if somebody doesn't know about them or doesn't know enough. So basically, to become an ISV, you have to be either a company who is developing software for OpenDMS users, so not just for yourself, but you distribute it. It doesn't matter if it's commercial, not non-commercial, open source, whatever. Just if you're making it better for other companies, or you make their life easier in other ways, like providing services or such. So then you are eligible to be an ISV. And with that, you will get development licenses, you will get a possibility of development support, which is like is really cheap, $750 a year. It's like symbolic stuff to have official relations. Yeah, so it's not much less than the commercial variant of that. But it's of course for purposes of development. And yeah, we also have the ambassador program because we struggled to keep up with the community program with a lot of people, like some of them invested in DMS Future, some not. So we decided that we will manage less people, but we will work closer to them and we will actually talk to them other than trying to like have this giant crowd of people. Some of them just forgot that they signed up and something like that. So for the ambassador, it's basically something like ISV requirements, active involvement in OpenDMS Live. Maybe you have your own products. It's like Zoltan maintains a lot of open source stuff. Example. So we have something like people like that. And
how many do you have?
Huh?
How many ambassadors?
64.
64.
64, okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the ambassadors.
Yeah, and but what we ask in return is to be an active person in terms of feedback. So sometimes we might ask something, sometimes we give you the kits earlier, but we request to tell us something about it because it's like, we saw that you downloaded them and nothing. So please do. Yeah. So yes, this is some information about development licenses. It's for development, testing, evaluation. You can't run it on production. You can't run it with I don't know, customer solution permanently on your side because it's kind of, it looks more like customers' environments. Yeah, but in general, it's more or less free to use. And yeah, so this was mostly about the past and now, but yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the future. So I really hope that this second part won't be just me trying to make somebody talk. So if you have a current issue with OpenDMS or its products, preferably products, you can just say so, and we could maybe try to like direct you, or maybe multiple people have that. So please just tell me if you have something unresolved now, which you think we could attend to.
RDB? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, RDB. So okay, rumors are, but it's not happening. It is happening. It's like Oracle just got stuck as usual. as any big company does. And the last thing I heard is that the CDD was on the way, really. And well, it was like March and May, but okay. So as I understand, somebody in Oracle noticed that, and they decided to go for all the compliance. When I was told that, I said, okay, so that's like 4 months. I said, like, yeah, 5.
Talking to Oracle about this.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you know, these are really not engineering setbacks.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
They're bureaucratic
Yes.
setbacks.
yeah.
And
Yes.
please talk directly to Oracle.
Oh, we
Yeah,
will.
yes,
We have,
don't worry. I'm not committing on anything from like from
no, it
Oracle.
was kind of a joke, but we have a meeting scheduled with Oracle next week
Mhm.
as part of our contract. So we will bring it up for sure.
Yeah, so this is just what I wanted to share because some people are saying that nothing will happen at all. Well, it will. That's just, I wanted to like stop rumors going around. Well,
I mean, maybe this is a discussion for Johannes, but you know, is there any thought that maybe we should bring RDB back to BSR, to BMS mode, rather than because you're subject to a third party?
well, that is a big question, and
Interesting idea. And all I can tell you now is that Kevin is not loving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, because before it was decided that CDD will be ported, we did try to just tell them, it's like, guys, we can do everything. Please just give us the resources and such.
We have people in-house who work with RDB, who can maintain RDB. We trade people in support on RDB. However, this will depend on whether or not Oracle wants to sell. No, they don't. And whether or not Oracle wants to, how much they want to work with us. And that's a big question. Maybe they'll reconsider. We don't know. We're doing everything we can to convince.
Yeah, but actually, of course, it's again, it's not a commitment, and it's question of conversation between us. If any of your companies, if you have some stray products and you don't want to support and maintain it, maybe let's talk, and like maybe we could do that, because it's like if there is a gap in offerings in general, we would prefer to maintain it ourselves if it's really useful, if there are business cases demand on such. So we could consider that, ask our partners, ask our customers. Yeah, it's not off the table. But again, it's a question of like investigation first, of course. Yeah. So yeah, speaking of vendors, okay. Please tell me who is your favorite vendor right now? Of course, it's VSI, of course. Yeah, and then yeah, your favorite vendor. Who is doing a good job?
Sorry, can I just go back to your last point about working with other ones? Because a gap that we have in UBS, if we're going to port for x86, is we really require MQ series. I'm sure we can't be the only company. I mean, Gary does his best on the Isle of Man, but he really is a one-man band, and we have the problem that the version he has at the moment just does not support certificates on the client connection. I know he's in the middle of trying to port MQ Series 8, which is a weird one to try and report. It wasn't a very good version anyway. But would that not possibly be a target for bringing under a slightly bigger umbrella? Because MQ is quite a serious product.
I will write down your name.
Most of it into UBS.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's funny, but really, I don't have opportunities like that at all times, because I want people to talk to me, and it's hard to make them. Now it's my time. Yeah.
Did you lock the room?
Hmm?
Did you lock the room?
It's just like nobody can come in from inside, which is from outside. So it's like I want it the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Okay. Yes, let's look into it. this is good. So I will contact you after the event, and yeah, please share some details. Yeah.
I mean, Adam and Brett are aware, so you know it's not unknown within BSI that this is a
Yeah.
potential gap, if you like, because he's been trying to port it for more than a year.
First, Brett has so many things on his hands at all times, and if he doesn't, he finds something. Like second, it's I like generally it's my job to push questions like that. Yeah, so I want to connect all the people to all the people. Yeah, let's see. But I believe that if you haven't have demand, somebody else has, and yeah, it just makes sense. Okay.
Connex is another one. You know, the t-shirts I was had yesterday. So Connex, that's a communication software
Yeah, no.
that is used very heavily with one of our clients. I don't know about the clients using it.
Yeah, we were talking to them regarding the possible replacement for Click, because multiple people, and then I was like the one who did like fourth attempt to do that. We tried them to try to convince them to port. They weren't convinced, so we were looking into a direction of Connex. And well, if you want to do it through us, it's like if you need an investigation of possibility to realize your requirements, then it will be like basically paid service. So again, direct interactions with them would be an easier way for you, because they will just do it as a part of pre-sale. They want a customer. So yeah, but they are active. They said, yes, please send some people towards us. And yeah, so you can connect to me, so I can connect you to them, but also you can just do it directly. Yeah.
Reports to their new management, so they really need more customer cases, so they can bring it to their management and say, well, we're going to service all these customers if we do the port.
Yes, and so their representative, even he was protecting the whole idea of keeping a VMS department, and it's fine, but yeah, like working with them now is a good example of a demand. So yeah, it's better for everyone. Okay, so yeah, but Software AG are active, and yeah, but yes, they were. I forgot who acquired whom, but yes, they're moving from Germany to the US, and yeah, so some other changes are happening. But I believe they are like working and try to work as usual. Yeah, so it makes sense to contact them. Okay, any other good ones? No. Okay. Yes, I guess they're still the best.
I was thinking, how is the customer using Connex?
So the database backend and the management on the VMS cluster is all in BASIC, and it's a high availability cluster. I'm talking about Next actually, but it all used to be years ago. It used to be all character cell based and get terminals and so on, but now it's a web front end that they use. So so the end users have a terminal, just a web browser, and they will click the requirements through. And then at the far end of the dispatch, they have the orders come through, they have a radio frequency terminal, they go bit, send things on the way to where the required. So that's the system that Connex is providing, that connection really from the VMS world out. Yeah.
But yeah, for software like that, it's always like every case is unique, and different companies use it for really different purposes. So it's usually about a specific project to see what a company wants and develop a custom solution for them. So like this is called one product, but it's usually like just more of like an approach and set of tools to get there.
Been looking at kinetic click replacements a lot recently, and some customers need that. And I know some customers use Connex with Connect, for this. So I don't know if this is an area that you want to explore, and Connex is not where you want to go, or they're not responsive. I mean, we could look into this and see what's nothing to you. We could look into their environment and see what we can do. But I certainly hope that in the future.
The operating system for us, as I can see in the future, is in a place where we can put it. It's then having the tools on top of it, as you say, to make those connections. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now the opposite question is like, who's the bad guy? If something is not happening, I can promise that it won't leave this room. It will, but I will try to be discreet. Yes. We spoke about yes. Big bad corporations.
I have a question, but wow, it's probably not the right forum, but maybe you know. Because we asked for MFA for OpenVMS.
Yes,
Okay, good.
good question.
Yeah.
Good question. So,
And I know it was going to be released
Yeah.
during this year, but who do I need to talk to?
I think the best person would be Camille, to
Yeah.
be absolutely sure.
Yeah.
I think the setback was, you're saying this year. I thought the setback was the new dissipated services, in which case it's not going to be this year, but maybe I'm missing something because I'm not a networking person at all. Sorry. What I can tell you is we do have a working MFA implementation. However, it depends on some things. And I'm not sure in which release we have those things. So I'm sorry, Camille is really your best bet.
But
We have OpenSSH people here at the event that can also help, but it's probably easier to just catch Camille.
Wow, it was like a requirement or a demand like last year, so
I know.
we took it up with you and.
I know it works.
Yeah.
But in order to release it publicly, we need something, and I forget what it is and which product it's released in.
But networking, LDAP, internal function is Camille. It's yes, it's his stuff.
Yeah, but it works.
Yes,
I'm with that.
I can also I can just also confirm that yes, I also read that we are doing this, but it's just I'm also not in the details. So about the bad vendors, it's just a question of like if I want to help one of some of you, please just tell me. We can again try to approach together and talk about your problem. So if something is not being ported or there is a lack of functionality, please just say so. Or maybe we can tell that like there is actually a competition to that product, and so there is another solution. So I could look into some question of which software to use for you, and try to ask about it. Is there anything else, anything like that? Okay. Yeah, the thing that I mentioned about graphical interfaces. Is there anybody in this room? Yes.
Yes, graphical interfaces is important.
I'm sorry. What do you use it for?
We use Motive and Easy Data. We are using Motive today. And, customers who claim that it is out of age. Too old.
Do you have some control interfaces or? Do you have some control interfaces or what's the graphical interfaces are used for?
Well, it runs operating Windows. Also use Exceed as a front end. And I personally think it's okay, and it's I use it and I have no problems with it. But some claim that it is outaged and it's old feeling.
Yes, but it's like many products just work, and if you don't have any plans for like revolutionary changes, it might be fine, and you might even like keep developing it in terms of what's available. Yeah, but still, it's something. Could I please contact with you later and ask around and get like a little bit deeper into your case to see what you have and what you need possibly. Yeah, so maybe we could like waste some future work on that. But yeah, it's good that you have it all right for now. So it's like it's working.
Well, it's the same state as on the tandem system. So it is working perfectly, but it's only that people to a tendency to say, "Oh, that's looks outaged."
I not it's like, oh, younger generation, they all say like, let's change everything just for fun. I'm not one of the guys. And when I had an interview with Jan initially, he asked me like, do you like new stuff? I said like, yeah, oh yeah, sure. He's like, this is not happening. It's like, you should leave this room. You will have all customers, all stuff. So yeah, no, I like solving problems in general. So it's like, oh, it's still fine. Yeah, I can manage. Yeah, but yeah, I was aware of what I will encounter. But yeah, in general, with like any system of that age, you can just like go and rewrite everything for fun.
The front end is running.
Yeah.
You need to keep running that in Windows. Would you? I mean, if we had a web interface for that.
Yeah,
That
investigated and recommend that it is not suitable for.
okay, so you gotta have it for Windows.
I would. It would be a solution if it is more recent version of the motive toolkit, and there are also other toolkits which are working. And so stay with the X-Windows protocol,
yeah,
but having a bit more possibilities. For example, when you draw pictures, there is no anti-aliasing, so you have these zigzag lines, and I can understand that people say, "Oh, it's like old vintage," but
No transparency.
Transparency. Maybe round edges around Windows or something
Round
like
edges.
this, which is stupid.
Edgy.
thank you.
Okay, but yes, the web stuff was actually one of the next questions, and yeah. So, for example, if you want to use some solution for web monitoring, we have for monitoring your systems, we have Web UI, which is the web interface for an API that we wrote, which allows you to interact with a lot of DMS functions from outside. So you can just use API to like get a notification somewhere, but you can also use the web interface. And the thing is, it's quite modular, so you can just we can just develop additional modules, and there will be another icon to the left in the menu to manage something else. So basically, we can build any interfaces for ourselves. But I was also thinking, it's like, what if we provide it as an SDK or something like that? It's like just give you the ability to make your own modules, for example. So you could just get like some version of Web UI where you can have your own tabs and control your software. So yeah, for full-scale software solutions for that data management, it's probably not something that you want. But for controlling some functions, it's like in Web UI, it's like you can trigger like a password change for a user going there. So it's a button now.
So you could create a terminal in a web interface and then just fire it back in a separate window to.
Well, yes, you can. And Igor Konovalov, who is there, who is managing and who is developing it now, he was recently working on a proper file system, so you would actually see files on Node. Yeah, and yeah, I think a lot of functions could be actually done there because it's not a problem to do it. Also, if we speak about managing some other devices, we have we've acquired several solutions from Broadcom. including console manager, which is released, and it's exactly the thing to like get information from multiple devices, including those which don't have any proper interface. It's just like you can send some command line comment. That's it. So you can get everything at one place. And yeah, actually, historically, this application has the same roots as a part of Cockpit Manager, which was presented in, I believe, the same room. Yeah, so they have the same capabilities. So Cockpit Manager is also an answer. But yeah, we have a few customers who used Console Manager with Broadcom, so we are continuing to support them now, x86. And of course, it was available. Also, we have released job management, which is like a complete job automation stuff. So like a job finished, start another, restart something, like schedule anything. And we are working on Performance Manager right now, which is a bigger work because of like all the differences between platforms. So Dan Butterworth, who was heavily involved, I believe Dan worked at Broadcom, right? Dan used to work there.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So he knows his products, and he's doing reports with help of a couple other engineers. So it's on the way, and we hope we will deliver this year, at least something. Again, it won't be a final version. Yeah, so any requests for web interfaces? Because that's a hot question.
Well, we would like to have a browser on this, but I understand that it is probably too much effort and it's decreased in priority. We use it because our help is in HTML form, and then you can click somewhere into our windows, and then it will actually start the browser and launch it directly to the correct information. And this is done locally on the VMware system. And we have investigated some means of communicating it to the user's PC and then starting it there.
Yeah.
But it proves a bit tricky and complicated. But okay, it's not. Now he has to sit on his PC and start the browser there and to navigate to the correct position.
I see. Oh, thanks for mentioning it. We'll think about this. Thanks to the use case. One thing that I can suggest, because I kind of have the same problem, right? I have a bunch of HTML files sometimes they end up VMS. So what I use heavily is VMS IDE. So if you have a like connection to Windows, right? We have VMS IDE, which is a Visual Studio Code plugin. So you install Visual Studio Code on your Windows machine. You install VMS IDE, which is a free plugin from their store. And you set up a connection to VMS, which is an SSH connection. And you can basically sync a folder or a bunch of folders, and then you just see all of your files there on Windows. I mean, you can even set up file shares in other ways too. I'm not saying it's the only way, but because I use it for code, I also use it in the HTML files, and it's very easy to view.
Yeah, you have a tool open source.
Yes.
If you have a direct address inside your HTML, a special link which will have to display.
Oh, HTML links are tricky.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I was working in mobile, and if you don't want to develop a mobile native screen for something, you just show a web view of a page which would similar to the web page, or to a mobile page screen. So some apps are entirely like just web pages. So it is definitely a case when you want to save time and like show some the popular stuff is like show legal information. You want to develop it. So yeah, but yeah, I know. But yeah, in questions like that, I am usually the gas, and someone like there should be the brakes. It's like I get all excited, and I will tell developers, and it's like, yeah, cool, browser. Yeah, open source. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds too big to to do this for now. Yeah, but
Thanks for the use case. Now I understand. And links, yeah.
Maybe some like some solution for that. Maybe not a full-fledged browser, but something which just is able to present HTML at all.
Did you even talk about links, LYNX? Because I use the early text browser for graphical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there is an HTML viewer for CMS actually, but it works in the terminals.
Yeah.
You know, you wanted to scroll maybe with your mouse, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's not something we have. Yeah.
I have another question. Why was the old issue management system killed? Because I liked that it was more transparent to me as a user to see the state of the cases.
Everything. Oh, well,
No, we're bringing it back. It's, so it was, we only launched it for one field test. Basically, it was like limited field test functionality. Then we saw that people liked it, but the way we implemented it back then wasn't sustainable to us internally. Like we wanted to see people's reactions, but we couldn't sort of keep up with it. So we had to kill it, but we recreated it. And John Ross actually presented, I think it was yesterday, so he presented the additions to the service portal that we're making. And one of the things that we're doing is that ticket functionality, bringing it back the way it was. But it just, we got a new case management system and we had to connect it to that. So that was the reason.
but yeah, I understand the confusion. I was surprised.
Both
I was like,
incremental.
we are going from tickets back to what, emails? Like, is that 99 or? Yeah, but, well, I was also then explained, it's like, okay, yes, we do the work, it just like we respect that all what's the way we do it, back on that, yeah, and that created for that.
Actually, the next month it will up and running. So
Yes, no, I didn't see that talk.
Yeah, so
You take it.
John said that it will be up and running this month, so just have to get that.
It's a bit more complicated.
Yeah, we also
Give it
ran into a few like
first the
GDPR issues and whatnot, so we have to make sure that we set
slide increment.
things straight there.
And then maybe you apply the law. That's right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, project like that.
There are few restore.
Have a tendency to grow because, yeah, you test the functionality itself, it's fine, and it's like legal and
Yeah.
scale.
Yes,
And that,
we'll get there. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Full session, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I was worried that I will be just trying to make comments after anything.
It's cool. It's great.
Now I see that I need 2 hours. Because we just got started. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thumbs up.
Well, lots.
Yet.